Today, we're not flying off to distant galaxies or anything. We're doing something I think really grounded, really inspiring, taking a journey into, well, everyday life. We've got this stack of stories, real life sources, focusing on what we're calling everyday heroes. Now, these aren't, superheroes in capes. They're just ordinary people. But they're facing their daily stuff with this amazing kindness, resilience, quiet determination, really.
Yeah, and what's so compelling, I think, is how these stories, they seem simple on the surface, right? But they pull out these really profound nuggets of wisdom. They show us that things like facing challenges or, growing stronger, even just helping someone when you're totally swamped yourself. These are universal things. They sort of hold up a mirror, don't they?
Absolutely. And that's our mission today, to really unpack these moments. We want to pull out the most important insights, not just like retell the stories, but get at why these simple values actually matter so much, how they ripple outwards, how they affect others, and maybe how they affect us too. Think about, how just a small thing might shift your perspective on a tough day. Okay, let's get into it. So first up, let's talk about the quiet strength of kindness and empathy. It often feels like such a small thing, maybe insignificant, but the impact, wow, it can really turn someone's whole day, their whole outlook around.
It really can. And it's more than just being nice, isn't it? What stands out in these sources is how that genuine care, that understanding, it's not just a feel-good moment. It's like this potent force. It can genuinely give someone energy, build real trust, real connection, like a little injection of positivity.
Yeah. Like Daniel. He's a security guard. Hospital. Long hours, on his feet, probably exhausted, right? But one day, a patient stops, thanks him, says his kindness made a hard day easier. And Daniel said that small moment, it literally gave him new energy to keep going. That's not just feeling good. That's actual fuel, the power of just being seen.
Exactly. That validation, it's huge, especially in roles that can feel a bit invisible sometimes. It's restorative. And you see with Laura, too, working at the grocery store. This young boy comes in, needs bread for his lunch, but he's short on coins.
Right. And Laura sees he's nervous, embarrassed probably. So instead of making a fuss, she just gives him the bread. Says, you can pay the rest next time. Simple. And the kid comes back the next day with the coins. Says, thank you for trusting me. Laura's takeaway. Sometimes small help makes a big difference. Yeah. And it was the trust, wasn't it? Not just the bread.
Precisely. That's the key. She wasn't just fixing a money problem. She was like investing in him, showing belief. And that builds something bigger, doesn't it? Reciprocity, community. Makes you wonder, how often do we miss chances to show that kind of trust? Like Sarah in the clothing shop. Helping this older guy, he seemed pretty confused trying to buy a gift for his wife.
Yeah, instead of getting impatient, which would be easy, she gently asked a few questions. Took her time. Helped him relax, figure it out, pick a sweater. Made him feel supported.
It shows empathy isn't always some grand gesture. Sometimes it's just listening, being patient.
It really is, just being present. And Peter, the delivery driver, same kind of thing. He's on a schedule, busy, but sees this old woman waiting at the bus stop, really struggling with heavy bags.
Right.
He could have just driven past easily, but he stopped, helped her carry them home just nearby, even stayed for a cup of tea. He said later he just felt so happy he'd stopped. He realized sometimes small kindness can make a big difference. It's that basic human connection, even when we're rushed. Okay, so this next part. This is where it gets really interesting for me. How people handle the tough stuff. Not by avoiding it, but by actually tackling it and doing it with this positive, really organized approach.
Mm-hmm. And if you look at the bigger picture, it really shines a light on how crucial calmness and strategic thinking are, especially when things get stressful or, stuff just comes out of nowhere. It's not just about staying positive in a vague way. It's about having a plan, a working plan.
Exactly. Take Emily. At the bakery, she gets this huge order one morning. 200 loaves of bread, which is massive anyway, but then 2 of her coworkers were sick. She's totally alone, must have felt completely overwhelmed, but instead of freaking out, she made a plan. She organized the kitchen, focused one step at a time. Took her 7 hours, but she did it. And her big realization, planning saved me today. Just breaking it down step by step.
That systematic approach under pressure, it's vital. And Sarah, the mother and teacher, she showed that too. Her car breaks down on the way to school. Nightmare scenario for a teacher. But instead of getting upset or, panicking, what does she do? Immediately called a colleague, arranged a rideshare, made it just in time for class, and managed to keep a positive attitude all day. She said, Facing problems calmly helps her focus better. It's that quick pivot.
That adaptability, yeah. And it brings up persistence too, doesn't it? Like Stephen, the carpenter. He drives way out of the city to build a bookshelf, gets there, starts pouring rain. Okay, annoying, but then the power also went out. Now, that's a real roadblock. Most people would pack up.
Yeah.
But Stephen just asks, if you have a flashlight, I can still do it. Amazing. Took longer, obviously, but he finished. Talk about responsibility and creativity. His attitude was, even when things are not easy, I like to finish what I started. Just pure commitment.
Incredible follow through, right? Adapting the method, not ditching the goal. And sometimes that persistence isn't loud, it's quiet, it's observation. Like Mark, the postman. He just noticed. This old woman had not picked up her mail for 3 days. Just a small detail, but it felt wrong to him. Something was not right, he thought. So he checked. Found out she'd fallen. His noticing, his little investigation, literally saved her life.
Wow. And he probably just thought he was doing his job, right? But that attentiveness, that willingness to act on that little feeling, it made a big difference.
It shows how just being aware, even in routine stuff, can have these huge consequences. Seeing beyond the checklist. So, okay, putting this all together, what does it mean for us? For facing our own, daily hurdles, these stories give such brilliant practical examples, how clarity, how just staying calm can completely change the dynamic. It can diffuse tension, lead to actual solutions, definitely. And the consistent thing, the thread running through them, is that communication and composure. Even when things get heated or urgent or people are frustrated, it's that ability to kind of hold your ground calmly when everyone else is maybe losing it a bit.
Yeah, like John the plumber. Had a super tight schedule, 3 jobs back to back. Gets to one, the client's really unhappy because of a delay. Understandable, but tense. John didn't get defensive. He listened calmly, explained what was going on, and even offered a small discount. His thought, sometimes solving problems is not about being fast. It's about being kind and clear. And that built trust. Huge for someone in his line of work.
It really is. That's like textbook de-escalation, isn't it? Address the feeling first, then the practical problem. Or Richard, the bus driver, stuck in horrible traffic, road repairs, passengers getting upset. One guy's even shouting at him. But Richard didn't get angry. He just calmly explained that the road was blocked. His logic, being calm helps. If I get angry, it only makes things worse. Yeah. And you know what? It worked. He stayed patient. People actually listened. They calmed down. His calm spread.
It really shows how that professional composure isn't just for you. It affects the whole environment, doesn't it? Think about Anna, the nurse. Patient comes in, feeling dizzy and confused. High-stakes situation. Anna stayed calm, asked the right questions, got the info the doctor needed fast. She felt proud later, not because someone praised her, but because she felt she'd done the right thing. By staying calm, using her training, that calm saved that patient today.
That's critical thinking, firing on all cylinders under pressure. Her calm wasn't just, her personality. It was a honed skill. And you see that same dedication, that problem-solving focus with Thomas. Owns a small repair shop. Customer rushes in. Broken heater, sick baby at home, needs it fixed today. Now, normally, that's like a 2-day job for him.
Right. But Thomas got the urgency. He saw the human need behind the request. So he worked nonstop, skipped his lunch, just powered through, finished it in 4 hours. The woman was apparently in tears, so grateful. He said he felt tired, but it was worth it. That feeling that the extra effort brings satisfaction, going beyond the transaction, thinking about all this. It's so easy to just overlook the impact of so many jobs, isn't it? We just walk past people, don't really see the value. But these stories, they really shine a light on the meaning, the importance in every single role, no matter how small it might seem.
Absolutely. It's like knowledge is great, but it's the application that counts, right? And here we see people just dedicating themselves to their responsibilities, often completely unnoticed. But their work contributes massively to other people's well-being, to the whole community functioning. It's that essential, often invisible glue holding things together.
Totally. Like Peter, the school janitor. Been there over 10 years. Most people probably just walk past him. But one rainy morning, there's this big puddle where kids are slipping. Dangerous? He's out there instantly, cleans it up, puts up warning signs. Quick thinking. The principal thanks him later, says, "You saved us today." And Peter just says, "It's just part of my job." So humble. But he told his wife later, even when people do not notice, I know I did something important today. That belief that every job has value. That's powerful stuff.
It really is. It speaks to finding that internal sense of purpose, doesn't it? Regardless of external applause. And it raises that question about, well, where do our job responsibilities end? Like Lisa, the librarian. This man comes in, he did not read well, needed help filling out a form, a complicated one. She sat with him for 20 minutes, read it to him, wrote down his answers, patiently. A coworker kind of questioned her spending that much time on it, but Lisa just said, "Everyone needs help sometimes. That is why I'm here." She saw her role as helping people navigate things, make things easier for others, building that sense of community right there.
Yeah, expanding the definition of the job to meet the human need right in front of her. And Thomas, another librarian, similar kind of intuition. He sees this young guy sitting quietly, looking really tired and worried. Turns out he'd lost his job. Thomas didn't wait to be asked for help. He went over, showed him websites where you can find jobs, pointed him towards free writing help for his resume. Guy came back later, big smile, got a job interview lined up. Thomas felt the library, for people like that, could be a real place of hope.
It's that emotional intelligence again, isn't it? Noticing the distress, offering specific practical support proactively. It just reinforces this idea that every single interaction, every role we play holds potential for connection, for making a real positive difference, often in ways we don't even realize at the time.
Wow. What an incredible deep dive today. Seriously.
Yeah.
We've seen, haven't we, that being an everyday hero, it's not about the big, flashy stuff, not superpowers. It's Daniel getting that energy boost from a simple thank you. It's Emerald planning her way through chaos in the bakery. It's John the plumber using kindness and clarity to smooth things over. It's Peter the janitor looking out for safety when maybe no one else was.
Exactly. Each story is unique, sure, but they all point to this fundamental truth. These simple values, real kindness, good planning, patience, clear communication, they aren't just nice ideas, they're practical tools. They genuinely shape our reality. They lift people up. They build stronger connections.
Yes. And the really beautiful thing, the inspiring thing, these aren't some rare, exclusive talents only a few people have. These are skills we all have right now, ready to be sort of sharpened and used in our own lives, in our own jobs, whatever they are.
Mm-hmm. So maybe the thought to leave you with today is this. How can you, just in your normal day, start to spot those little opportunities, those moments in your routine, your interactions, where you could apply